Today I'll be covering a topic which I've done before, but I found some new clips on social media which are so horrendous it would be rude not to share. We'll be looking at the so-called transbians. If you're new to the channel, my name's Danny, and I spend my afternoons wandering around this beautiful nature reserve ranting at my mobile phone. Now, I'm a straight guy, but for most of my adult life I've been an advocate for LGBT rights because no one gets to pick their sexuality, so it's ridiculous that anyone should be judged on it. But under the umbrella of the LGBTQIA+ community, after the first three letters, the rest aren't sexualities, they're identities. And as much as I think the vast majority of people are just trying to live their lives, there's this hardcore elite within the trans community who are determined to fuck things up for everyone else. Because being trans wasn't an issue until they made it an issue. When they started pushing their rhetoric onto younger and younger children, began invading women's spaces, dominating women's sports, and demanding that the language be changed to be more inclusive. Whereas in effect what it does is it erases women from the English language. Make no mistake, these hardcore trans women do not want equality. They don't want to be treated as biological women. They want superiority and dominance. It's good old-fashioned misogyny, but now it's wearing a gingham dress and calling itself Veronica. So a transbian is a trans lesbian. Basically, it's a straight man who thinks if he wears women's clothing, actual lesbians will want to sleep with him. Now, the rise of this is being blamed on lesbian porn. Personally, I don't agree with it because, I'll be blunt, I've seen fucking loads of it and I've yet to try on the wife's dresses. These men, though, they have a condition called autogynephilia, where they get turned on with the idea of being treated as women, or as they think women should be treated. I've got 4 clips coming up and they get progressively worse. So here's the first one, and note straight away that horrid, self-assured smugness that so many trans women have.
Whenever I mention that I'm lesbian, some people give me a confused look. Just let me explain, okay? My name is Sophia, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a transgender lesbian. A lesbian, of course, is a woman who dates other women, so I, as a transgender woman, only date women. The most common response I get to this is, well, why would you transition if you're still just gonna date women? But that's where we need to understand that sexuality and gender are very different. Gender and gender expression are about who you are and how you present yourself, whereas your sexuality is who you love. And those two things have nothing to do with each other.
My first question is, who are the women who are dating these things? Is it ladies who are trying to get back at their parents? Maybe their parents told them that they're a disappointment, so they think, well, if you think you're disappointed now, watch this. Or is it ladies with self-esteem issues who found a new novel way to punish themselves? Because going out with a bloke in a dress must be far more traumatic than spending every night cutting themselves and doing drugs. As usual, though, you'll notice the way that the trans individual introduced himself, because I don't play the pronoun game. Anyone who gives you their name and then tells you their pronouns is a fucking half-wit. Secondly, he said that gender and sexuality are separate, and I completely agree. But he also said that gender is about the way you express yourself, and if that were the case, we wouldn't need the term transgender. What he's doing is skirting around what the vast majority of people mean when we say gender. Of course, we mean biological sex. The cherry picking and mental gymnastics the trans community uses to believe their own lies is fucking mind-blowing. Now, if I said I am now black and produced a tin of boot polish for some proper old school racism, got done up like a minstrel and said I'm from Jamaica, gimme dat jerk chicken and ting, understandably people would lose their minds. But why is it okay then for a man to play a woman as an offensive stereotype? Not any woman, a gay woman as an offensive stereotype, and that is meant to be stunning and brave. Next up, we have a transbian reacting to a lesbian couple who are reacting to another transbian. This is getting to be like the plot for Inception. Be ready though for the full-on 2016 style mansplaining, where a man who thinks he's a lesbian is explaining to gay women what a lesbian is.
I don't know about you all, but to me there is nothing more embarrassing than being queer and being bigoted at the same time. Roll clip.
We're transbians. T for T, more like B for B.
Absolutely adorable. Fucking love it.
that really our flag you've got flying in the corner and you're calling yourself a transbian?
Yep, our flag. That is our flag. Because me, you, she, we are all lesbians.
What the fuck are you playing at?
Nothing?
You're straight man. Straight man.
Oh, I see the confusion now. Lesbians are women attracted to women. She is a woman who is attracted to women, so she's a lesbian.
Who is sexually getting off in what you're doing right now.
Because she's transgender, because she's a lesbian. That's not how this works either. We don't affirm ourselves because of who we're attracted to. We affirm ourselves because of who we are.
Do you know, right, how disgustingly disrespectful that is towards the transgender community?
Hi, transgender community member right here. I got it right on my sleeve, Also the lesbian flag too. But I don't feel disrespected by what she said at all.
He begun by saying there's nothing worse than being queer and being a bigot, and then immediately launches into his own bigotry against any woman who doesn't go along with his crazed ideas. And his comment, oh, I see the confusion. So a man with long hair and makeup who has tattoos that thinks that makes him a lesbian sees the confusion. I've got a Led Zeppelin tattoo. That doesn't make me think I'm Jimmy Page. And the misogyny. It's our flag, not your flag, not the women who fought for decades to get their rights. No, it's our flag. And the term lesbian, that's ours as well. And I even want to deny your sexuality because you need to sleep with me. I've said this before, but if trans women are women, at the start of that clip, he said the other transbian was cute. So why aren't those two fucking each other then, choking themselves on girl dick? I'm a 45-year-old man at a beautiful nature reserve and I just shouted choking on girl dick. The next chap doesn't seem like a bad person. But remember, this is a man trying to pass himself off as a woman.
I am a lesbian. I am gayer than a picnic in June. If you followed my content for some time, you may know that I previously identified as bisexual. And I've dated men, and that's how I've identified for a long time. But in recent months, I've been doing some deep looking within myself and re-examining some past experiences that I've had and exactly what my feelings are and what they mean for me. And I have come to the realization that I am not in fact bisexual. I am in fact lesbian. I am a gay woman.
Yeah. He looks like Herman Munster in drag. Or maybe Lurch from the Addams Family has been going through Morticia's wardrobe. He used to be bisexual, of course there's nothing wrong with that. But I guarantee, whenever he was with a man, he would be the bottom. It's autogynephilia again. He would get off on being feminised, on being penetrated. I hope you're not watching this while you're eating. Yet he's come to the conclusion that he's the one thing he's not. He's not a gay woman. Like the others we've already seen, he's a straight man with a cross-dressing fetish. And I ask again, who are the women going out with these things? Because with the right lighting and a bit of makeup, he would look like Pazuzu from The Exorcist coming at her out of the dark. There's one clip left, it's very short, and this chap doesn't mention being a lesbian or a transbian, but it highlights how ingrained the delusion is with some of these people. I'm assuming this guy doesn't own a mirror.
You know, one of the most annoying aspects of being openly trans online is when you, share your selfies and whatnot, and you have those, transphobes who always go oh, you can't be a woman because you got facial hair on your face. Yeah, well, you got ugly on your face, so shut the fuck up.
Words escape me with that. The only thing that comes to mind is I'm a big metalhead, and it made me think that Dave Mustaine from Megadeth had a serious breakdown and really let himself go. I've never said this before, but if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and as ever, thanks for watching. Today, well, first line, fucked it. If you're new to this channel, there's fucking loads of you. I have no idea where everyone's come from, but thanks for being here. But for many years, I've been an issue until they made it an issue. We used to just laugh. Let's be blunt, we still do. Just school racism. Got done up like a minstrel and said, I'm Jamaican. Oh, I was going to do the accent. That would have got me the shit.